Tommy, we were expecting a tough cup game and you got just that.
Yeah, listen, I think a lot of credit has to go to Asington and to Ian and his group. To get to this level of the competition is an achievement in itself, and then give us problems. I think one or two of us were slightly off in terms of our touch, and we weren't just, we weren't fluent selves. I didn't think, but in the couple of occasions that we were. In the first half, we scored two fantastic goals again, and we've created a lot of chances to have won by a bigger margin. But they did pose a threat, and like I said to the lads before, even Monday, Tuesday into the training week, a lot of these lads have played our level. They're just a little bit older now. I knew our fitness would win out in the end. But like I said, all my hats off to everybody who's travelled down and the fans. I mean, I know how far it is. My dad lives 8 miles from Asington. And they've done their club and the area very, very proud. But I didn't expect anything else. People in Newcastle live for two things: work and football, and that's what they do. So fantastic effort from them, and I'm delighted. I'm delighted to be in the hat, because that was what our objective was at 3 o'clock.
And it proves again that you can't take anyone lightly. You can't take your foot off the gas at all, take your eye off the ball or anything, because they will take advantage.
Have you just listened to what I've said to the players? That's exactly what I said. I said, listen, I've played in them games, and I've been in the lower team, and I've also been in the team that is expected to win in FA Cup ties, and I've won and lost in both scenarios. And it's easy to do it because it's a one-off game. Not being disrespectful, that is their cup final. It probably wasn't ours, although I said it beforehand, but it is because it's possibly our last FA Cup game this season if we don't get through. So, from that point of view, like I said, I'm delighted to have got through when I didn't think we got through all of our gears today.
First half was far better, far fluent, wasn't it? More fluent filling.
Well, I mean, we pride ourselves on trying to get a fast start. I mean, he scored after 35 seconds or something. But the goal should have made it. It maybe relaxed us too much. I don't know. But ultimately, I just felt I was disappointed with the goal that we conceded. Although it was a good goal from their point of view, there was 4 or 5 lads culpable of not addressing the first mistake. First mistake was the referee didn't give a free kick to Ben Stevens, actually. But after that, there was 4 or 5 lads that I felt I could genuinely point the finger at and say, why you could have done more there. So again, like I said, they showed their teeth and they got a goal. So I'm almost pleased for them that they've travelled that far down and they've got something to cheer about. And I wish them a safe journey home, but I'm delighted I'll be looking for the draw on Monday now.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 goals you mentioned were good. Jordan Ponticelli's touch and finish was quality.
Yeah, and I thought, listen, the couple of times we did have full control of the ball, the pitch, the territory. We passed the ball over 15 times before the ball went in the net, and that's good football. It's the way I want to play. You don't always do that. Sometimes we'll strum it in from 40 yards and Goldie will head into the far post. But that's nice to watch, and I'm delighted that the people of Kings Lynn listened and come out and watched, because I don't know what the crowd was, but it looked like a much healthier crowd than what we normally have. So hopefully it's whetted their appetite, at least for the next FA Cup game. But we have a couple of league games here first, so let's hope we get them back in their numbers again.
Well, the call was out to bolster the numbers, and yeah,
brilliant.
1,700.
Oh, superb, absolutely great. And again, I'm going to doff my hat to the Asington fellas who had to come 250 miles. But no, like I said, if they've enjoyed it today and we've got them into the first round proper of the FA Cup, I'm hoping you're going to tell them that isn't us at our best, but it's a good advert for us.
You needed that third, and you needed the comfort of that 2-goal buffer.
Always, I didn't want to be going that 250 or 500 round trip on Tuesday night. I can tell you that. Although I got to see my dad, so from that point of view, yeah. Listen, I am thrilled. I'm making the show during the game. I got a bit frustrated, but that's because I see things possibly quicker than 1 or 2 people on the pitch do, and I might have made different choices, but I'm not playing, unfortunately. So that from that point of view, I've just told them there they have to listen to individual comments I make to them, because I want to make them better players, I want to make us a better team, and I want us to carry on in the manner that we started this season.
That's good though, isn't it? Pushing them for excellence, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can ever be excellent or perfect, but you can certainly be better, and that's everybody. We do a lot individually, we talk a lot to them individually, we talk a lot as a group, and they've bought in. And like I said, I mean, my name's above the door, but it's them that do the graft, and them that do have pulled out results all season so far, and I wanted to keep going. That's why my standards are higher than anybody's at this football club. I said that when I walked in the door. I still believe it, and I want them to get to my level, not me to come down to this level.
defender on the act again, Adam getting his second, and
Yeah.
it's always good when they chip in as well as the forwards.
Yeah, well, I actually thought he was probably our best player in terms of not veering from what he does. You know, on a couple of occasions he got Ali Balboa's boots on and puts it out the ground, but he's a centre half. He's, you know, he can defend. He's brave. He's a good player. We've picked one up there, to be fair. But yeah, a goal from him is a bonus, really. You know, it's not what he's in the team to do, but I want my players to score. All my players, you know, when Ken comes off the bench, I want him to score. I want Zane Walker to score. I want them all to score. So, you know, we've had more shots at goal than any team in the North or South national divisions, or we did before today's game. So we should be winning games.
So before this one, you wanted the lowest ranked team. What now for first round proper? What is your preference?
I have not looked at who's won and who's lost, so I don't know who's through, if I'm being honest with you. I haven't got a preference. I'd love to have a home tie against a team that we can beat, and I think we can beat anybody in the draw. So from that point of view, I don't care who we get.
But when you get fans like this as well, you want them returning all the time.
That's what football's all about. It's about the fans, you know. It's their town, it's their club. We're just custodians. We'll be in and out of here in however many years before the axe falls on my head. So from that point of view, I'm delighted they've come out, and they have to understand they're supporting their football club and their team, the lads on the pitch, who give everything. They give everything. What I haven't got anybody who shirks or hides, and I haven't got anybody who's false. I've got proper lads, great group. Like I said, I'm not going to give them too much more credit because they'll start relaxing a bit more. But we'll be back to work early in the week and focus on the next tough game, which is first v second in the league, I believe.
It gave you the opportunity as well to give Kyle more minutes, which is good, and Cameron, who I believe has had a bit of a bug, so he was on the bench, so you've got that strength. Yeah, it is, and Tyler Denton's missed a couple of weeks, Theo missed last week, so it's getting people back, getting minutes in their legs, because if you look at the schedule now we have got through, we don't have a break at all through November. It's Saturday, Tuesday, all the way through November, and the last week in October. So from that point of view, we're going to need all the players. We might need a couple more, so now I think there's a couple of quid in the coffers that might be knocking on his door. The excitement and the adrenaline builds now, doesn't it? Not just because of the draw on Monday night. You've got two massive games, haven't you? I mean, Darlington and Banbury. I mean, they're in the top four, aren't they? Well, what we can't do is we cannot be, or we wouldn't be, taking any foot off any gas pedals when you know that the teams that are breathing down your neck are coming to your patch. So from our point of view, these are the games we want to be involved in, you know, top of the table clashes, FA Cup, you know, against EFL clubs if that's what happens. So, you know, everybody wants to be in football and be at the best levels that they can, and I want the players to experience that type of thing. And when you've got the amount of fans we had in today, it makes it, to me, a bigger stage, and I'm delighted we've been able to perform on that bigger stage for them. I mean, how good would it be for you and the club to see as many of those fans back as possible? I would plead that they come back. You know, at the end of the day, I understand. You know, it's not easy for anybody in terms of finances at this moment in time, but there's nothing we can do about that. But yeah, listen, if they can, we'd love to see them back. I hope that's whetted their appetite.
Okay. Was Josh on the bench and Kyle start to give Kyle minutes, or did he have a? No.
I pulled him on Friday and asked him how he felt. He felt fine. He's got a bit of a sore heel, but it's nothing that stops him from training. Like I said, I have to have an eye on the schedule we have ahead of us, and I don't think. Well, there'll not be many of them play every single game between the end of October and the end of November, I don't think. And the more I can get on the pitch, I mean, ideally, I would have liked to have the game put away a little bit earlier, and I could have got one or two of the younger ones on the pitch. But listen, like I said, the last thing I'm going to tell you is I have to doff my hat to Ian and his group. They've flown the flag for their league fantastically well, and I wish them all the best. I hope they go and get promoted from that division, because they've given us as many problems on occasions, and some teams have come to us in our league. So that's the best compliment I can give him and his players.
Good cricketer out there as well, Mr. Harmon.
Yeah, I just asked him on the way off to your ball or your bat. He went, I'm too old now.
And you had a new face, Sam Blair.
Yeah, Sam, yeah. Well, we haven't announced that yet, only because we were making sure the paperwork got through it in time for him to be available today. But yeah, I told you earlier in the season I wanted to have a relationship with Norwich City, and they've been brilliantly helpful. Let him come and train with us for a few days, and he impressed. And it was an opportunity to have one on the bench. I don't think in the last 4 or 5 years I've been a manager, I've had a goalkeeper on the bench from, I never usually run with one, but
it just improves us in training to have more goalkeepers around. And there's another one coming.
Another
Goalkeeper.
goalkeeper.
Yeah, but
so,
he's
we've
gonna
gone
be
from
a duel.
1 to 3.
Yeah, because we can either employ a goalkeeper coach, or we have 3 goalkeepers that really train themselves, and then we coach them in the bigger picture. So I'm sure the chairman will be delighted that I'll be getting it for less than what a goalie coach would cost.
How long Sam here for? What's that?
Sam's here until at least the 4th of January.
Okay, yeah.
So he's here, and obviously he's not cup tied as he was on the bench today, but he is FA Trophy tied, so he can't play in that. But he seems like a really well-rounded lad. Anybody coming out of Norwich City, in my opinion, they do everything right down there, and they look after them, whether they've got a pathway at that club or whether they haven't. That's not my business. I just want to give him the next step. He played a lot of games for Bury last year, and what he's done in training doesn't worry about me. If Jonah did something unfortunate happen to him, I would have no problem.
So are you going to have 3 keepers, or are you going to have 3 keepers and one of them's a coach?
No, I'm going to have
Sorry,
3 goalkeepers train, but one of them will play for somebody else on a due registration.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be playing on the Saturdays, but he'll train with us through the week.
You won't know what to do with all these players.
That was practice for shooting is what we'll do.